In the frost-kissed realms of Norse mythology, few tales capture the imagination quite like the Saga of Sigurd the Dragon Slayer. This epic narrative weaves together threads of betrayal, courage, divine intervention, and the eternal quest for glory. A story that has echoed through the centuries, teaching timeless lessons about honor, fate, and the price of power. The tale begins not with Sigurd himself, but with the tragic fate of his father, the mighty Sigmund. As ruler of the Volsung clan, Sigmund had carved out a legendary reputation through countless battles and victories. His brother-in-law, Sinfjotli, had fought beside him in distant lands, amassing both wealth and renown. However, fate's threads began to tangle when Sinfjotli fell in love with a woman desired by Borghild's brother. In the ensuing duel, Sinfjotli emerged victorious, but this triumph would sow the seeds of tragedy. Borghild, consumed by vengeance, orchestrated Sinfjotli's death by offering him poisoned mead at a feast. Sigmund, heartbroken at the loss of his companion, banished Borghild from his lands and sought solace in a new marriage to King Eylimi's daughter, Hjordis. Yet this union would spark another conflict. King Lyngvi, enraged by Hjordis's choice of Sigmund over himself, gathered a vast army to destroy the Volsung king. Though Sigmund was advanced in years, he still wielded Gram, the mighty sword gifted to him by Odin himself. However, fate had other plans. In what would be his final battle, Sigmund demonstrated why he was considered one of the greatest warriors of his age. The shore ran red with the blood of his enemies as he cut through Lyngvi's forces with supernatural skill. Yet Odin had decided his chosen hero's time had come. Appearing on the battlefield as a one-eyed stranger in a blue cloak, the All-Father confronted Sigmund. When the king's sword struck Odin's spear, the legendary blade shattered, and with it, Sigmund's invincibility. Mortally wounded, Sigmund lived long enough to speak his final words to his pregnant wife, Hjordis, prophesying that their unborn son would become the greatest of the Volsung line. As Viking ships approached the shore, Hjordis fled with the shards of Gram and found sanctuary with King Alf, who would later become her husband and Sigurd's stepfather. Under the protection of King Alf, the young Sigurd grew into a warrior of extraordinary potential. His education was entrusted to Regin, a mysterious dwarf smith who taught him not only the arts of war but also the knowledge of runes and ancient lore. Yet Regin harbored his own agenda, for he was the brother of Fafnir, a dragon who guarded an immense treasure, a treasure that Regin desperately wanted. When Sigurd came of age, he first sought to avenge his father. With ships and men provided by King Hjalprek, he tracked down King Lyngvi and, in a display of profound symbolism, split him in two with a reforged Gram, just as his father's kingdom had been split by Lyngvi's treachery. The reforging of Gram marked a crucial moment in Sigurd's journey. After Regin failed twice to create a sword worthy of the young hero, Sigurd requested the shards of his father's broken blade. When reforged, the sword proved so sharp it could split an anvil in two, a weapon truly worthy of a legend. Before facing Fafnir, Sigurd received counsel from his uncle Gripir, known for his prophetic abilities, and encountered Odin himself, though like his father before him, he did not recognize the god in his disguise. The All-Father advised him on how to defeat the dragon, instructing him to dig multiple pits to avoid drowning in the monster's poisonous blood. The confrontation with Fafnir stands as one of mythology's most dramatic dragon-slaying tales. Unlike many such stories, this one gave voice to the dragon. As Fafnir lay dying, he engaged in a philosophical dialogue with Sigurd, warning him about the curse that lay upon the treasure and prophesying the hero's eventual fate. This conversation transformed what could have been a simple monster slaying into a deeper meditation on mortality, greed, and destiny. With Fafnir slain, Sigurd claimed the dragon's tremendous hoard, including the Ring of Andvari, the Helm of Terror, and countless other treasures. But his greatest adventure still lay ahead, for his path would lead him to Hindarfell, where the Valkyrie Brynhild slept in a magical slumber surrounded by a wall of shields and fire. The saga of Sigurd continues beyond these events, interweaving with the tragic tale of the Burgundians and ultimately leading to one of Norse mythology's most poignant tragedies. But that is a tale for another time, for the story of Sigurd the Dragon Slayer teaches us that even the greatest of heroes cannot escape the threads woven by the Norns, the fates who guide all destinies. The tale of Sigurd represents more than just a hero's journey. It explores fundamental themes of Norse culture: the complex relationship between gods and mortals, the importance of fate, the price of power, and the inexorable pull of destiny. His saga influenced countless later stories, from medieval romances to modern fantasy literature, cementing its place as one of the most significant narratives in Germanic mythology. In Sigurd, we see the perfect Norse hero, brave yet thoughtful, powerful yet bound by honor, triumphant yet ultimately tragic. His tale reminds us that even the greatest of heroes must bow to fate, and that true greatness lies not in escaping destiny, but in facing it with courage and dignity.